And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Just typing in a message to our audience that's joining us on the Amazon side to welcome you guys into the broadcast. Hope glad you all could be with us. Also, want to thank those who are tuning us on the simulcast at LinkedIn. We have YouTube, we have X joining us. Also, we do have Facebook too, and it looks like I think we do. I think we have Instagram joining us as well. So glad that you all could be with us. We have a returning guest that's joining us today, which has a lot to talk about when it comes to books. That being best-selling author Manswell T. Peterson. You know him because of a lot of books he has here on Amazon. But those joining us on the Amazon side, you will see some of them are in the carousel, like Lacrotum Academy Book One. You all see it there. I'm going to highlight for you guys on the Amazon side. You can see the Kindle edition is on sale right now for $0. I'm going to talk to Manswell more about that a little bit later. He's also the author with his wife of the Braylon, the Bear, and Friends series. You can see one of them there, Forever Friends. And there's more coming in that series. And his newest bestseller is this book. Writing a book is the easy part. I'm going to highlight it for you guys on the carousel as well. It's available in paperback and print. I'm sorry, paperback and Kindle as well, so you guys can be able to get it there. We're going to talk to Manswell about his year in books, but also what it's been like for him to do what he loves as a storyteller and share that with all of you. Manswell, glad to have you back on with us.
Oh man, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Manswell, can you hear us?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
okay, yeah, I can hear you. Look, I got worried there for a second. I was like, ESP presents. Hello to you over on the IG side. Dr. Latonya Peterson. Hello to you. She's on the IG side as well. So, Manswell, I want to talk about this journey for you. What has it been like for you to do what you love as a storyteller in so many different genres and to see the response?
Every day it's always something new because you never know which reader is going to contact you about which book, which series, and so it's a fun ride every single day because no day is like the same. And just like this morning, I got contacted about the new book. Writing a book is the easy part, and this was from a publisher. Again, they're just people are excited about different things, whether it's the paranormal genre, Braden the Band Friends, Lacrotum, Charmcasters. It's fun because you never know what the day is gonna evolve into for you. So it's like I just sit back and I'm literally enjoying the ride.
Exactly. Ellen, yes, you should definitely start with book one. That's the way he has it set up. So definitely you should start with book one. So keep that in mind when you are reading the different series. So, Manswell, and that also brings up another point because you have different series, of course. I have here, of course, Lacrotum Academy book one, but that's not the only book you have in the Lacrotum universe. For those who are just finding about Lacrotum, talk to them about how that all began for you.
Well, Lacrotum came about because, as a fantasy paranormal lover myself, when you look at TV shows like the originals or any or Blade, anything that's dealing with vampires and werewolves and bears and lions and dragons, I love it all. And so my biggest thing was just to create that multiverse where everybody's included. And so what the readers are going to find out is that on one side of it is for the adults. On the other side, it's YA. It's for the young adults. My readers over there is young as fourth grade. They're reading that, but I'm finding out most of the adults are gravitating toward the YA side as well. And they both have different things, and they both have different different feels about them. But readers are loving it. That's the exciting thing. I've numbered the books, and I tell readers all the time because I get this. Oh, I started at book five. Big mistake because there's so much you're going to lose out on books one, two, three, and four. So you have to start with one, two, three, and work your way on up. On the other part of the multiverse, I have my the Cross Files, which is a vampire. He's a private investigator. Those books aren't numbered, but you can tell which book is one because that's the only one out now. The other two books, I've actually completed those. We're just getting them edited. We're going through the rounds of editing, and so you got that, and then you have Charmcasters, which is another part of my multiverse. And so again, for the YA side, it's just so much fun to have all these series going at one time because as a writer, I never get bored because I'm like, who do I want to write about today? What am I going to write into today? And so the readers will get a plethora of books, and they're like, okay, this is the next one for that one. This is next in that series. This is next in that one. And so that's my whole thing: to entertain them, almost like a television network. You
Yeah.
have different series, and then you can read whatever you want to read and catch up. And so the people that are catching up now, they're in awe because there's like what 11 books out for the universe, which is for the adult side. Book 12 is coming. It's in editing right now. Um, the Croydon Academy has the eighth book, which will be coming out real soon. And here's the cool thing about that, Cyrus. We took it from where you see now Lacrotom Academy, and now you're going to go to Lacrotom High School eventually. So I'm making that transition from where the Royals are to the regular common people. So that's going to be fun because you're going to get a chance to see the other side of Lacrotom as well. So it's fun. It makes everything interesting.
Got you. Well, I think, for people out there who are just discovering you, Manswell, the great thing is they have a lot to choose from. You've
Yes,
been able to write in different genres. You've been able to write for different ages as well. Is that part of the fun for you as a storyteller to have so many options that you can be able to do when it comes to telling the stories you want to tell?
it is because I have some readers who they read only strictly y- Christian fiction or whatever else, and I got a couple books over there in that genre for them. And if you want romance and drama, I got the One Last Cry series, which it compelled me to where I am today. And then you got the Brave and the Bear series, which I'm writing with my wife, and so we got a new book with that one coming out, and I'm excited about that one because again, those teach life lessons for those little kids, and it's just so much. One reader said, "Where do I start?" And I asked her, I said, what's your preference?" She's like, "But I love all this." And I said, "Just pick a book and start, and you go from there." And that's the benefit when I try to tell people, don't paint yourself in a corner. Give every book you write, there's going to be an audience for it. There's going to be an audience for it. You just got to find that audience. But trust me, they're going to come. If you write it, they will come.
Love that. Ellen wants to know: have you ever displaced a character in the wrong book, and do your characters go throughout all the books? That's a really good question.
Okay, first part, girl, let me tell you. One night, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was writing. I took somebody from my cross files and put them in the Chrome universe, and I had to go back and take out 2 chapters because I was flying, and I was like, "Wait, he doesn't belong over here. Let me pull him." I had to go get rid of those 2 chapters, pull it out, and go back in. So I do it. It's fun because I'll self check myself. But my ARC readers, my beta readers, they read by chapter sometimes, then they read halfway through the book, then they read when the book's complete. So a lot of times, I will avoid those mistakes, but every now and then I will make that mistake. And so that's the crazy part. With so much going on, every
Mhm.
character wants to talk, every character wants to come out. So yeah, I have to be careful about that one. And what was the other part of it?
Yeah, the other one, what other part of the question was, do your characters go throughout all the books?
Now, I'm gonna tell you now, on the adult side, when it's marked Lacrotum Universe, ain't nobody safe. There's nobody safe. So they could be on the cover and actually wind up getting unalived in that book. So it doesn't matter. For the kids side, I don't do it as much, but for the adult side, you could be reading about somebody in chapter one. By chapter 9, 10, they're gone. And they do not come back. Like I tell the readers, this is not Days of Our Lives. This is not Stefano DeMera. Ain't nobody coming back. Once they gone, they gone. That's it. So no, if you fall in love with a character, be careful. Be afraid. Be very afraid because you don't know who I'm gonna take out.
Yeah. So, talk to us about the types of characters because you have had different ones, and I noticed even on social media you're writing with another author on another one of your adult books. Manswell, how do the characters come to you?
Believe it or not, this is the weirdest thing. Let's say, for instance, I'm on the way to pick up my son. I think about this crazy character. I see somebody ride next to me in the car, and they look really, really off, and I'm like, that would be a good character for this. And so then I pull out the voice cord and I put it in my phone, blah, blah, blah. But they all come from imagination. And that's the coolest thing about it. Like one of my favorites, and my wife's favorite, and a lot of reasons, Rumla. Rumla is a vampire, and she's in, Lacrotum universe. But I came across her. Her motivation came from a picture that a friend sent me and said, "You really should put her in one of your books." Rumla is one of my favorite people. I love her, but characters come out of thin air. And it's like it's about having that inner child, that inner kid in you, And
Yeah,
so when they come, they just come. I create them, and then I build the character. I build the flaws. I build what's close to perfect. I build something that you're gonna love and hate about that character, and that's how they come about. But they just come out of thin air most of the time because it's wild, it's crazy, but it's fun.
got you. Nahid, hello to you. Good to be able to see you over on the West Coast. Thanks for joining us on the IG side. This is our first time doing an Amazon Live actually on IG as well. I wasn't sure if it was going to be possible, but so far so good. So we appreciate you guys joining us live. For those who are watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, glad you all could be with us, as well as, of course, for our friends on Amazon Live. You all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents. We're back with best-selling author Manswell T. Peterson. As Manswell's been talking, you've seen me navigating in the carousel that's either here in this corner or down below for you guys, the different books we're talking about. So let's talk about Braylon the Bear and Friends for a second. That is a series, again, you're writing with your wife. Talk to us about that series and what it's been like for you to see the growth of it from book to book.
Man, that growth has been crazy because literally, the more kids read it, the more kids tell other kids, more parents to tell other parents. I found a new series for for my child. Check it out, you'll love it as well. And everything's been word of mouth when it comes to Braden the Bear and Friends because we have not done anything major to push it out there. And the the popularity of it has just exploded, and it's crazy because you got all these parents with kids that are in preschool or pre-K or in daycare, and so as my wife goes around, she's reading. Um, it is so crazy because everybody wants her to come read. To show you how crazy it's gotten, Cyrus, she's already got a request for Reading Across America for next year. And the lady said, I didn't want to get left out. So she put a request in early. And I mean, I'm talking about you're like a year early, but she was like, I want to lock this in. I want
Mm-hmm.
it in place. But that's the popularity. And so the new Bread and Bear Friends will be coming out about 3 or 4 days from now, hopefully. Hopefully we'll get it up there. And so this one involves, a father, his two kids, having some fun together. But it's, again, teaching life lessons, and those are the things that the parents really love, and the kids are learning them without even knowing they're learning them. And so you got all these wonderful cartoon characters. The coolest thing, Cyrus, and I'll say this right here: the young lady that does the graphics for me, she's autistic.
Mm.
And she actually reached out to me via email, and she was like, I would love to actually draw something for you in the future. And I told her, I said, well, I put my name and number in the thing. I said, have your mom and dad give me a call. And so they called, we talked about it, and she actually tried her hand. I told her what the series was gonna be about, and she's done every Braden the Bear book since then, and she's working on the new one now. But and because she gets flustered, that's why we don't really advertise her name, because then people will swarm when they see something that's good. They'll swarm at it, but nobody really gave her a shot. And so now she gets to see her work, all over Amazon, all over the world, actually. So it's pretty cool.
Love that. Love that. And again, as I mentioned, all of the books that we're talking about are in the carousel on the Amazon side. If you guys are not on the Amazon side, you will find the link that will bring you guys over to Amazon to be able to get them for yourself. Now, your latest bestseller, though, is very different from the other books we've been talking about, Manswell, and that is this one. Writing a book is the easy part. I'm going to highlight it in the carousel. It's at a very good price right now. They can get the paperback as I did for $7.99, or they can get the Kindle edition for $3.99. What made you say this was a book you wanted to write, Manswell?
Well, I wouldn't say it was a book I wanted to write. It was a book I needed to write, because
Okay.
when you get up to 100 plus emails a week sometime asking about little bitty things. Okay, I did this wrong. I did this wrong. Can you advise me? Can you help me with this? And so what I did was I took my 17 years of experience as an author, compiled it all, and this probably was the toughest book I wrote since Tracks of My Tears. Because
Mm,
what you got to make sure when you do this type of book, you got to get them the information, but you don't want to overload. You want to be able to get them in there, understand these are some of the tricks and tools that I use that help me get to where I'm at. Because most authors, especially when you're self-publishing, it's people who have the independent publishing companies and they have clients, it's going to help them as well, because literally there's so many mistakes I made, in the first 5 6 years. And then, but I've learned from those mistakes. So what I'm trying to do is help people avoid those mistakes. If I can help you along the way, that's what I mean by reaching back and helping someone. This is my way of reaching back, help someone. That's why the price is so low on that book. I could have charged a lot more, but my thing was I wanted to where it's affordable for everybody. So you can't say price was the reason why I didn't get the book, but
Right.
there's so many tips in there. You're talking about 17 years worth of experience, and it's so much that we cut out of it. It was crazy by the time I got to the editing because that book went through like 7 rounds of editing. Normal 2, 3, 4 rounds editing for me. That thing went to 7 rounds of editing, and it was a task.
Wow. Well, I love that, and I think the attention to detail definitely makes a difference. And you're seeing the impact it's made. As I mentioned, it is your latest bestseller, Manswell, but definitely people responded to it. So let's talk about that side of what you've been able to do. We've been talking about what you've done for readers. I want to talk about what you've done for authors. Why has that been so important for you to make sure that you're providing information, providing guidance and assistance to authors along their own writing journey?
Well, I'll say it like right here. I remember in my earlier writing days, people like Elin Harris, Victoria Christopher Murray, Rashawn Tate Billingsley, though they reached back and helped me when they didn't have to.
Mm,
They were literally, I have a picture I took with them with Victoria and Rashonda earlier in my days. I was a lot more handsome then, a lot more younger. And they literally helped me out with a lot of stuff. And they was, just
yeah,
little bitty things. And so you look at those people there at that level and like how are they really going to help me, and they really reach back and help me. And so I feel like it's my obligation to help those that are coming along now, especially those people who are just jumping in. And I told one lady she had like 7 books out, and I gave her some tips and she was like, I just did not look at it like that. And I said, but that's the whole purpose of me helping you, not being a gatekeeper, but helping you. And
right.
it is she seen the impact of growth that she was expecting some time ago, but now she's seeing it. It's one of the better things you can have, helping the authors, because like I tell them, there's no way I can take all the readers. Readers
Mm,
are gonna come and they're gonna read your stuff, they're gonna read other people's stuff. But if I can help make you better, that's what I'm gonna do. And so I do it all the time. As you see on my Facebook page, I'll give them shout outs. I'll tell them, hey guys, here, look here, do this, whatever else. And some people take the advice, some people don't. And the ones who don't take the advice, um, I just can't say anything else to them. It's like, okay, I tried to help you. And
right.
then they come back later and they're like, I wish I would have listened. I wish you would
Yeah.
have too, because that just cost you a bunch of money.
Yeah. And time, right? And that is the
Yes.
biggest commodity that none of us can get back. And I think that's the crazy thing. So you mentioned, of course, you have books that are definitely coming, books for the young kids. You have other books that, for sure. What keeps this exciting for you at this point, Manswell? Because you've written so many books, you could easily stop now. What
Yeah.
is it that keeps this fun for you and makes you want to keep doing it?
And this is gonna be the funniest thing. I always have this saying. I got this saying from Tom Brady. Everybody asks him which was his best championship or Super Bowl ring. He says, "My next one," and that's what it is. It's my next one. It's the fact of going on there seeing a brand new book up there, because somewhere down the line, hopefully my great grandchildren will actually look at it and say, hey, look what he wrote. And I use the example from Lord of the Rings. Think about how long ago that stuff was really written. And most people don't even know the history about that. They're just like, it
Right.
just came out. It came out, but he wrote that so long ago. You never know when something's gonna explode into everybody's lives. But
Yeah.
that's the fun part for me, because somewhere down the line, 10 years from now, a reader's gonna be like, hey, I just found this new series. I'm probably, like I said, I got another good 5, 10 years in me, Cyrus. And I'm weighing it now, because I tell my wife, it's dwindling down. Um I had a goal in mind of 100 books. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. But I think I will get there easily because of all the different series I got now.
Right.
But once it's time to hang it up, it's just gonna be time to hang it up, and we'll do something on social media to tell everybody goodbye. But I got enough out there now. I really can stop. And
Mm,
most people, they're like, I want to get there one day, and I tell them the best way you can get there is stay persistent.
mm,
But you have to write every single day. Don't make any excuses. Write every single day. If you can't write like I do for 8, 9 hours a day, then
right.
you write for 45 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes. And even when I do write 8 to 10 hours a day, Cyrus, I tell people I take naps. I mix in
Hmm.
TV with that. And those are two important things
Right.
because I still have a family, so I still have to mix all that in. But when I wake up early in the morning, I'm writing. Everybody else is still asleep anyway, so I get that 1 to 2 hours every morning, and everybody sleeps. So I get to put those hours in. Then I sneak in the rest of it throughout the day and the evening.
Love that. Well, it's a great example, and I think it really shows people, Manswell, what's possible for them if they're willing to do the work, and that's what this is all about. Again, everyone, Manswell T. Peterson has been our guest, the author of a lot of books. Let me run down those in the carousel here on the Amazon side for you guys who are joining us live. You have the newest book, Writing a Book is the Easy Part, as I mentioned, the paperback and the Kindle there on Amazon. We also have for the smaller kids, we have Braylon the Bear and Friends Forever Friends. You all can see it there. All right. And then we have Lacrotom Academy Book One. That's the one that is free right now for the Kindle. Manswell, for those who don't know, why is this book free?
Well, because literacy matters. And so my wife and I, we have this journey we're taking on. We want to get that book to 1 million kids. And we want them to be able to say, hey, no excuses, no roadblocks. Schools are downloading on their tablets for the kids. They're reading it, they're enjoying it. But for me, it's my part in saying I'm going to help bring back the love of reading because with all the technology we have today, books and reading have become secondary. And so a free book does amazing things. And so, it's just one of those things that's my way of giving back and helping to improve literacy, help bring those kids back. And some of those kids who never started reading now, they have a love for reading. And so
Right.
those are the best emails. Or when I go back to the schools, they say, I'm actually enjoy reading this now. I didn't know I could find anything that I would enjoy reading. So that's why it means so much to me. And that's why, yes, I'll give the book away on Kindle. And I tell people, don't go buy it if you can get it for free. And they
Right.
look at me like nobody ever turns down money. I said, well, I'm turning out money on this one. I want you to at least, no matter if you go back and read the whole series or not, you at least got one free book. Read that book. And that way you can see how the joy of reading and character development and world building is there. And that's the important thing. So that book will remain free until I get 1 million downloads. And then I'm going to take it off free.
Mhm. Well, that gives our audience in time because it is free as of today when we're having this conversation. It's been great being able to see all of your activity over on the IG side. Appreciate you guys over on YouTube as well. For those who are joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, X as well, glad you all could be with us. Again, everyone, best-selling author Manswell T. Peterson has been our guest here on Amazon Live. Cyrus Webb Presents, talking about his writing career. The books, as you all see, are there in the carousel. Manswell, another great conversation with you. How can our audience stay connected with you?
Oh man, thank you so much for having me. They can find me, Manswell T. Peterson, on all social media outlets. And like I tell anybody, if you inbox me, I'll inbox you back. Sometimes I do get bogged down because we just finished the book today and I'm jumping to another one, but I promise you I'll get back to the messages. And hey, that's how I do it, man. Find me on Manswell T. Peterson, all social media websites.
Make sure you guys are staying connected. The chef Ed Porter, hello to you on IG. Good to be able to see you as well. Nico's good to be able to see you over on IG as well. Appreciate all of you guys for being with us. If you all came in late, the replay will be available. Don't worry, you guys can be able to catch the entire chat with Manswell. Manswell, congratulations again and looking forward to our next chat together, man.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
All right, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.